actually going to be recorded, so I'll drop the recorded version. So yeah, let's get let's get thumbs up for that at least, so you know that you can actually play it again and again and again. So anybody here, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Or does it feel like I'm speaking to myself? Guys, we'll soon start though. This one that everybody is doing code now. We'll soon fire down. By the time we start, like this is going to be I'm trying to just take a little time to make people join, so that you see the last time we had people hearing questions and all that, and we were trying to see how we can minimize that so that everybody can go along. So yeah, officially welcoming you guys to our week one. We're still in week one. So now you can see that from our topic, there is overview of 3D modeling tools and interface. So we finished interface the last time. Now we're going to start from we'll skip those parts where I had like elaborate explanation since we've gone through that before. But I'll make sure I flow along with everybody. So I was introducing myself the last time that my name is Olale Damilare, but my stage name, we don't do nickname again, we do stage name. Stage name is Dami-X, DX on Twitter or X, IG too. And hail from Osun State, went to command, studied engineering, civil engineering, and studied engineering and took a different path from there. Yes, yes, yes. You know, that's what life does to everybody, you know. Like it's not what you studied that eventually you might come up with. But I be engineer, oh, forget. I still be engineer and I can run building, forget. I can do all those stanchion and all. I can still run all that stuff. So yeah, and basically that's all about me. And then I introduced the 3D softwares gradually. Embarking on the world of 3D modeling and animation unlocks limitless creative possibilities through a variety of specialized software. So now, let me be accepting people that are still coming in by this time. By this time, that is not good. So we're talking about how the different platforms bring in very great visual effects, and different industries, both the movie industries, gaming, architecture, engineering, advertising, series, all of them use different platforms all to get their products. Even for some of those little adverts like Five Alive turn around and liquid you pour around the whole container, and all those slow motion. There was one I even did of Coca-Cola water, of the Coke splashing out, like Coke and ice, water splashing, then you can do slow-mo, all those kind of things. All those things is with the different 3D softwares that we have. And then I started that day by bringing in Maya. I started with Maya and I stayed long on Maya because Maya is mostly the most generally accepted. And they call it industry use. Most animated movies, ads back in the day was actually Maya. Even some of the VFX of the movies back in the day was actually Maya. So Maya cuts across like majorly almost everything that 3D softwares provide, which is what? Number one, modeling. Number two, animation. Then there is texturing and lighting. There is VFX, the one you see for movies, special effects, and then there's sculpting. So now Blender can actually do all of this. And the reason why most people want to say Blender, because since Blender started way before these other guys, I think the youngest guy here is Houdini, because Blender and 3ds Max has been there for a while, right? So let's keep going, let's keep going, let's keep going. So now then we have Houdini. Now after I explained Blender, then from 2 to 6, I told you how others can do what Maya can do, right? But they all have like they all have where they are stronger. Do you understand? Like some have more strength in this, less strength in that, and all. Blender is, trust me, all round, all round. Then we have Houdini. Houdini is good. You can use Houdini to sculpt, model, you can animate, you can rig your characters, you can bring in texture, light, everything. Now, where is Houdini is very strong at? Houdini is very strong at simulations. I said that the last time. Most of your Game of Thrones, Fire Coming Out of Dragon, some other movies too. It's not only Game of Thrones, but it's Game of Thrones. I really knew it for that time when it came out. Like not like when it came out, but that time when he was still new to artists then. So Houdini is very good for simulation. What do I mean by simulations? Water, fire, smoke, active objects. You see all those things where maybe it means I can hit something. That's smoke, particles moving. That's simulation. You simulate them. Sometimes, don't get me wrong though. I have some um I have some animations where I didn't use simulation for some of them. Example, like maybe someone's falling, then maybe the plate, maybe the spoon is spinning and all. Some of them I didn't use simulations for that. I didn't simulate that. Sometimes it's easier as an artist to just animate them. So now I mimic the real world how if I hit plate and the spoon on top and it spins up in the air, I calculate like okay, realistically it will go up and come down. You can study those things too actually. So actually animation is broad though, not like that's not modeling now, animation is on. Then we have 3ds Max. 3ds Max is mostly used for your engineering softwares and architectural this thing too. So 3ds Max has small similarities with your ArchiCAD and those ones that architects used to use. But then 3ds Max is lacking in 3ds Max can sculpt, but it's lacking mostly in animation, right? So you see all those warehouses, all those buildings they did back in the day, all those projects that they used to present, they did them with 3ds Max. Cinema 4D, I learned Cinema 4D personally, and I'll tell you that I enjoy Cinema 4D. I just came back to Blender because I don't know. I don't know. Like I guess I was with Cinema 4D for like 2 years, 2.5 years, and then I went back to Blender and Cinema 4D was like, wow, you're cheating on me and how like what kind of thing is this? Blah 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 blah. And oh but there was something Blender had to offer, man, over down the line because I started with Blender before I went to Cinema 4D. I found out that Blender wasn't good in simulations. Cinema 4D is the next when it comes to simulation, and then I was really intrigued by intros, right? So back then there was Vikings. Viking was running then. Vikings series was in season 2. So I replicated their intro scene where you have axe falling inside water, bubbles, and all. I used to like intros very. In fact, now I still like intros to movies, intros to something. I like that. I created my own version of maybe is it Batman's Hush? Yeah, I created my own. It was kind of this shabby though, but then the guy that actually did the because it was reference to one Batman animation that happened 2012, and the guy actually liked it on Instagram. So yeah, that was my biggest win that year. And that year was not even really. I was just getting better. I was training myself, right? So yeah, 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 yeah. So like a lot can be done with Cinema 4D. But Cinema 4D's major strength is in its lighting and its simulation. ZBrush is mostly good for sculpting. In fact, ZBrush is sculpting. Every other one that is doing is just trying. It's just trying to add those features. Most apps now, everybody wants to bring in um, um, everybody wants to make sure their software is up to date, standard, strong, and all. So yeah, so that's the thing about ZBrush. ZBrush is mostly for sculpting. And then, like I said last week, I made sure Blender was the last because Blender can do everything. In fact, if you're a hustler, Blender is good for you. I'm telling you, if you're a hustler, because Blender just finds a way to fitting all this at the same time. So now Blender is good in animation, Blender is good in modeling, Blender is good in texturing, Blender is good in lighting, and Blender has a lot of plugins that even if the normal Blender cannot do some of these things, if you look at Maya and say, okay, like you can do everything, right? But what I mean by maybe, okay, in your rigging of characters, okay, let me not use rigging since we've not gone there. In your modeling of characters, maybe in your tools, there's a way your tool set can appear and all. Blender has some kind of plugins that can make it appear like that. You can customize it to however way you want. So that's actually the good thing about Blender. Blender is a respecter of no man. Blender is a respecter of no man. Follows no rules. And then I explained about how Blender does video editing. Wow, wow, wow. That was just really good. And that really blew my mind that year because then I didn't know video editing. I was one of the animators that, most people that did animation, some of them came from, just like now, some of you now came from Photoshop, After Effects, Illustrator, Figma. That Figma, I don't know how to do it now, it's bothering me, but yes, I should know I can't do everything. But Figma now, most of us used to come from there, but me, I left all the way straight into Blender and 3D softwares actually. So Blender actually helps to merge all of them. Blender helps to merge all of them, and it's actually really it's a fantastic software. So yeah. So however way, Blender is actually a very good software. So let's move on. Trying to bring in some people as I was distracting man. So then we started from how with Blender you can create visualizations, still images, moving images, 3D animations, VFX shots. You can edit your shots. In fact, you see some of the things that you do. Okay, for photographers, all those post editing when you snap a picture and you start to tweak, bring in light, you clean up the person's face, remove pimples. God is watching you guys. You guys are editing how people are originally supposed to be, but it's cool. Blender does that too, but that's very advanced. So even me, I don't know how to do that. But me, I'm like from the simplest compositions, like changing of your lights and doing this, doing that. Blender can actually do that. Most studios don't transfer from Blender to Maya to Cinema 4D. No, they don't do that. They stick with one because it helps with pipeline. Now, as these softwares are different, you can create a model and move it to some of these softwares, but you need to change it to their particular format. They don't use the same pipelines, meaning if we are doing a movie or we're doing a short movie or an animation, or you're trying to use it for your interactive design, you that are doing UI, UX, you want to bring in 3D and all, they don't use the same pipelines. Maya doesn't use the same with Blender, Blender doesn't use the same with Cinema 4D. They don't use the same pipelines, meaning our workflow is going to be different, but we can always come back to the same final product. So back in the day when some of these companies used to bring in, they will, right now, I said it that these days now, they bring in people by virtue of your ability. So they will tell you that, okay, what are you good at? We say you are good at this. They can tell you to use that application. While them, they've done the thing maybe in Maya. They say, okay, since you are good in simulation with Blender, use Blender to run these things. But you cannot start a simulation in Maya and move it to Blender. It doesn't work that way. Pipelines are different. In fact, most of all studios have this one software that they are using. Let's say it's Houdini. Then you can bring in your models. Maybe this guy is good in modeling dragon. He's good with Maya. Let him use Maya. This guy is good in modeling environments, the hills, the cloud, water side, the place where they're going to fighting, trying to arrange everything. Somebody else is good with using Blender, and the other person is going to use Blender. Hope I've done justice to this. So I'm trying to explain how Blender is a fully integrated 3D content creation suite, and it is free. You can do modeling, rendering, animation rigging, video editing, VFX, compositing, texturing, and many. They are not joking when they say many types of simulations. And then is our Python brothers that did Blender. So there's a part of Blender you can actually like highlight and scroll down. You will see different like, boy, me, I'm always scared of these programming languages that guys used to use, you know. It's very scary. Right? It's like as if I'm saying Chinese most times that like I I come across those things. Yeah, so Blender is free and Blender runs a community, runs a foundation, and they've been trying to buy it over the years. Blender Foundation did not agree. Instead, they bring in they have a lot of sponsors. That's what they do. They have a large community. There is a place in I've forgotten where their main headquarters is um in US. I've forgotten, I don't know if it's Atlanta, Georgia, I can't remember, but it's a foundation. And people, if you check their sites, if you check for, like when I send that video I'm ready to download, if you go, you see the foundation, you see where people actually still donate. As we speak now, someone is donating, you know. So it's actually free, unlike our Maya and all that you have to use crack if you don't pay for it. Not advising people should use crack, oh please. You people should pay for things, so pay for things. So yeah, let's I want to be able to see your messages just in case. Okay, there's no message because we've gone through all this. Then we did our menu bar, we did our outliner, we did our viewport, we did our timeline, then we did our properties. We said menu bar, your file, save, render, window, help, all those things. That's where it is. Your menu bar also has customizable UI windows where if in case you want to model, you see the first one is showing layout. Let me just share something else. So you see in that up place where it's showing layout, there are actually other things that you can actually show. So yeah, so now so up here is where we have our menu bar. So you can see your layout. If you switch to modeling, now you see from this layout, let me just go back to layout. From layout, everything you want to do here, what is animation, modeling, sculpting, you can do everything from here. Trust me. Most times, in fact, most of us we don't really change it to all those. You know, it's just that they're trying to make life easy for everybody. But then you have customizable windows. Sometimes it's stubbornness. So if you move it to the customized windows, it's actually better. See modeling. When you do modeling, your timeline has gone. You can see if you look down here, your timeline is no more. Because when you model, you don't need to animate. And animating means you are using your timeline. If that makes sense. So now all you have your outliner, you have your properties, where your object properties, light properties, your material properties, the texture, the effect you have on the object, your all these your object properties. Now let's keep changing. Let's go to sculpting. With sculpting too, you don't need timeline. You can see timeline is not there. You go to UV editing. This one is for unwrapping of objects. This one has to do with a lot of texturing, applying materials to objects, 3D objects. You don't need timeline for this. You go for texture paint, same thing. You can actually paint on your objects. For my painters in the house that are happy to, yeah, you can actually paint. Sorry, I'll tend to questions at the end so we can actually go together. So just keep your question in mind, please. Or you can actually put it down in the income messages so I can actually see. So you have your shading, same thing. Shading mostly is how light affects the object. If you have applied your materials to it, you have your animation. Can you see where timeline has come? Timeline is not even like, let's go to layout. See layout, that timeline is small here. In layout, timeline is small here. But in animation, it took the whole, in fact, it took like to this place, you can imagine. So emphasis on time. Emphasis on time. So we have our rendering, we have our compositing, geometry nodes, and scripting. So what I told you guys. I don't like coming here. It's kind of very scary, you know. Coding. Those Python users, you see all those animation and somebody flying and sword and someone's dodging something and all. Someone can actually use coding to bring in all this. You can even import your coding sheet. See it new and open. You can see. I better go. The longer I stay here, the more my insides are turning out. Let's go back to layout. Let's accept. So basically, that's all we have for this our interface. 3D viewport is where you see everything. Everything. Told you about how it has limitless, like it's almost like the real world. You understand? You check, you can see it's going down, 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 down. The viewport is like your, imagine you were in space. You know now, because you're a human being, you have where you can land, you can walk and all. But in space, imagine you were on the air and you look left, look right, look up, look down, nothing to go. That's how this cube is. So forget it's actually staying. There's no simulation running for the cube to stay there. It's staying there because you don't have gravity applied. If you apply gravity and apply those simulations and all, the cube will fall like a normal object. So it's just staying there. It's waiting for you to edit it. So yeah, anytime you open Blender, this is what you always see first. I don't know why they made it like that, but yeah. Then we have our structure of meshes. So now I'm going to explain something that maybe I said last time, but maybe didn't lay emphasis on. Most structures you see, sorry, hey God, sorry, this is not civil engineering. That's where you hear structures. But here, look, most meshes you see, I call them mesh, you call them 3D object. They are 3D object. 3D objects are meshes, right? Blender calls them mesh. In Cinema 4, they are called objects. In Maya, I think they are called objects too. Houdini, I don't know. But we all have different languages. They all have like a structure of a mesh, a geometry, a 3D object, which is where you have your vertices, your edges, and your faces. And I explained that the last time, how your vertices are they are like the single point or the position in 3D space. Vertices are represented in the 3D viewport in edit mode as small dots. I know I did it before, but you that were here last week, it's an added advantage for you. These are your vertices. Touch here, these are your vertices. Let me go out of object mode. I came here and went to edit mode. You can't access it in object mode. You can see there's no point, there's no edge, there's no face, no vertices, no edges, no faces here. But if you come to edit mode, don't go down, don't go down, don't go down. Stay here, stay here, stay here. Edit mode. Why I'm saying stay there is I made that mistake too when I was learning. One time I thought I pressed edit mode, I went somewhere else, guys. It was difficult for me to come back, and that's the thing. But guess what? When you get lost in the software, you get better at it, trust me. So these are your vertices. These are your vertices. And then we're going to go to the next, which is your edges. Your edges is a combination of two vertices, a straight line. Mostly it's always going to be a straight line. I'll explain that later on. But just know that the combination of two vertices, they are joined together. It's an edge. So now edge is even more like you can visualize edge more than your vertices though. Why? Because for your edge, the edge of your laptop, the edge of your TV, the edge of your phone, the edge of your fan blade, those edges you see are a combination of so many vertices that came together. Now faces are used to build the actual surface of the object. Now you see those flat surfaces you are seeing, they are the faces. Mostly the flat surfaces though. Now you hear, let me accept some people. So now like a combination of three or more, it must be three. If you say two, it's an edge. Automatically, it's not a face. A face is a combination of three or more, three upward. So triangles, quadrangles like that, octagon, normal gun, something guns, bygons, all of them are faces. Let's share something else. So when you're in edit mode, you can press your edit mode. When you're in edge mode, look at where my cursor is. See those three boxes there? There is edit, there is vertex, there is edge mode, and there is face mode. So this one that is turning blue is because we're in vertex mode. If you come here edge, now if I you can see that I can't click this point again. In edge now, it's only the edge that you can see it's turning white. Let's turn here so that in case you guys can see very well. Edge, I selected this edge, this edge, this edge, and don't forget, for most of you that have been using computer for a while, most of the commands for general copy and paste is still the same, but your undo, which is your undo, Control Z here, undo is Control Z, redo, Control Y, here is Shift Control Z. Please don't ask me why they did it like that. My screen is not showing. My Lord Despite, my screen showing at your end now. So like you need to be in edge mode to be able to select an edge or to have an edge over somebody. But I can see my own screen. It says, please, if you can see my screen, thumbs up, please. Okay. So someone suggests that you can actually leave and join back. I will accept you. Don't worry. I won't treat you like a late comer. I will accept you even if I don't see your face and all. But yeah. So basically, just try to go and come back. So yeah, let's just give me 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we good. So let's try to accept people again. Okay, they're coming back. They are trooping and coming back as per boy. And then we have to go to the face mode. The third mode, look at where my cursor is, The third one is your face mode. Face, 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 face. You can see I can't select an edge again, but I can, but a face is like a combination of, you can see it's 4 edges. Let me now go back to edge and show you something. See, if I go back to edge, can you see that it has highlighted the 4 edges? Okay, let me click outside. You can see nothing. One, let's hold shift like your normal controls in your other this. If you hold shift, it means you're holding. If you click on something and hold shift, you want to go and click other things while you're holding it. Like you plug one orange, you put inside your bag. If you hold shift, you can plug another orange, and that orange that's inside your bag will not fall out. It's a very weird explanation, but yes. I'm holding shift and I'm coming down here to hold the next one. Hold shift, come to the next one. If I hold here, can you see the whole place is highlighted? I can treat this as a face, but it's not essentially. If I'm going to make operations on this, it's still going to treat them as 4 edges. But if I come to this place, you can see automatically it highlights. But now you can't do clicking edge by edge. So let me admit and be going. So therefore, it is very important that you know the difference between your okay, then we didn't show points, but now guess what? If I come to edge, I selected. If I come to points, you can see the points are showing, but all of them are still selected, but it will treat them as points. But you can see at the end of the day, I can still move the whole face. So literally, there are sometimes when you need to be fast, but it's not all the time. Maybe you don't have time to actually enter your face mode. You can click the 3 or more vertices that comes up to be a face. I hope I've done justice to that. Not supposed to waste a lot of time here, but this is basically modeling 0.000000000000001. And I promise you, if you understand this, you will go far. Trust me. I'm doing this so you can actually get better on your own. Trust me, guys. Like you will get better on your own with what I give, like as the beginning platform, like where you're going to the platform, where you're starting from, and all. Once you're done with this, like trust me, you will be able to visualize, even if you can't do it yet. Visualizing it is step one. Just like how these motivational speakers used to say that you need to be a big man. But those guys, they keep people. See, you need to see yourself as a rich person. It's not easy, oh, but I guess they are right. The imaginative mind will always have power. That's just the truth. So yeah, we were supposed to go to normals, but I didn't get to normals last time. Now we're getting to normals. Normals can be a little bit confusing, but I'm going to rub the surface. Don't be scared of these pointy things coming out. And then when it's 1 hour, we're going to be done. Then we'll join back in. Please make sure you join back in. You're going to have a recording already, but it's always nice to flow with me now. You can ask your questions in real time. And I feel that is actually good. And when you ask your questions in real time, at least when you go back to look at your videos and all, you'll be able to it will give more insight, right? So now a normal is a direction or line that is perpendicular to something, typically a triangle or surface, but can also be relative to a line, a tangent line, or for a point on a curve, or a tangent plane for a point on a surface. So many English, guys, so many English. And me, what I like to do, I like to demonstrate, because even me, what I just read now is a little, even if I know what normal is, what I read now is kind of a bit confusing, but we are fine. We are going to be good. So yeah, let me.
You should stay like that. Certainly.
If you can see my screen, thumbs up, quick thumbs up, a quick thumbs up, a quick thumbs up. Okay, so basically, right? If you are seeing it from, let's say, imagine you have a flat paper, right? I do it like it's a flat paper, so don't expect anything under, please. So if you're looking, imagine it was on the table. If you go low to the level of that table and try to see the side view of the paper, this is what you will see. Yes or no? Yes, because you can't see the other side, right? If you're going to see from the top view, this is what you see. If you were looking above the paper, this is what you're going to see, right? Then if you're looking from the perspective angle, this is what you're going to see. Now, imagine you're seeing it from side view. You see what normal is trying to explain basically is that the direction or line that is perpendicular to that face or surface, at least, even if, because maybe everybody been like maths that year, but this is perpendicular lines that meet at 90. So now this is the direction of this normal, if I'm making sense. This is the direction of this normal. If this was a cube, do you know the funny thing? I'll let you guys in on something. It took me a while to understand normals, and I wish I actually understood normals. That made my models actually look better. And trust me, like with the few of this class, a lot of you be like way better than me. You know, be say I will be good like that. But trust me, like you be way better than me in weeks. If this is a cube, this is the direction of the normals, because it is directly perpendicular. If you're looking at it from side view, look at the normal, look at the normal, look at the normal. So in essence, your normal is giving you the direction or line that is perpendicular. Direction or a line does not mean like the line is editable. So you see these blue lines you are seeing here, they are showing the directions. Okay, sorry, I forgot that I was not sharing it. So now let's go back to sharing. So now most of the things you see in these blue lines, they are actually showing you the direction of where each face is. I've muted his mic. I don't know who is who, what's happening. I was scared for a moment. Oh, yeah. So yeah. Yeah, please let's put our hands together for ourselves to get it this far. Yeah, I know I had to go over again, but it was important. You understand it better. So just put your hands together for making it this far. We're going to primitives, very important. Primitives are actually very self-explanatory. We're going to be doing a lot with primitives, and my assignment is going to be on primitives. My assignment is going to be on primitives. Yeah. Maybe I'll probably make that your attendance. So it is important. Yeah, if you need to understand primitives. They're actually easy, right? So now, remember when I was onto the cube, and then I went to object mode, and there was edit mode, which was the second one. Don't go lower past the edit mode. Once you go to edit mode, you can edit your points, you can edit your vertices, you can that your points are your vertices, you can edit your edges, or you can edit your faces. When you come out of object mode, you can bring in other objects. The shortcut of doing that is Shift A. Let us present, let's present wetin no good. I'm going to come to object mode. I use middle mouse to rotate around. I use Shift. I hold down Shift and middle mouse button to pan around, and my normal scroll wheel for zooming in, zooming out, and zooming in. Zoom out, zoom in, rotate, pan. Zoom in, zoom out, rotate, pan. You'll be doing this a lot. Imagine you were creating a sci-fi city. You will zoom in and out tire, because imagine you're creating like a real life, like you know how these games are now. So if you come here, add, the first thing you're going to see is mesh. You can see the mesh I've been talking about. You can bring in plane, cube, circle, UV sphere, icosphere, cylinder, cone, torus, grid, monkey. This is where it stops, but there's an add-on you can get to bring in this other things. But all these other things, they are minor if you know how to use these guys up. So in case you reach there and you say, I cannot see it, oh, what's happening? So don't be scared. I actually, that's why I told you about Blender and its add-ons. Blender can make you bring in some kind, like now, you can actually model trees, but Blender has a plugin that can make you bring in trees from library. You can imagine. So understanding the basics will give you an edge over most designers, whether you're UI UX, because now you will not be limited to two-dimensional designs anymore. Your designs are going to be in 3 dimension, and with that you can do whatever you want. So our call ends in 10 minutes. Please, I am imploring all of us to join the game. And this class should not, I'm not sure this class was hard because we've gone through most of this the last time. So understand the difference between these objects, and how they can interact with each other. That's actually so important. Let's go back to our presentation, and then we're going to be looking at them one after the other. So now you have your plane. I try to explain your plane. The plane is like the piece, like imagine a piece of paper very flat. Since a plane is so flat, which is like a paper, you can't really see the extrusions. What do I mean? You can't see the thickness. The thickness of the paper is so tiny. Okay, for people that did all those maths, or imagine you're calculating the width, like the width, the thickness of an object. For plane almost like as if it's a line, or okay, or a blade. You see all those like razor blade. Now imagine the thickness. Forget that razor blade you are seeing still has two edges. It's looking like it's just one edge, right? Like it's very sharp, but it has two edges. So imagine you're looking at the thickness of that. It's almost impossible, right? But for this plane, since it's a 3D object and it's not real, it does not have thickness. It is actually flat. Like when I mean flat, it is flat. So let's see an example. If I'm going to right click on this and see delete here, I can undo, press X, and to say, do you want to delete? I'll say yes. Okay. I'm going to, remember they said Shift A, or you can come here and add A. Come here, mesh plane. Look at my plane. At my plane. Oh. If you are never copying notes or you are not taking screenshots and all, it's important to understand these shortcuts I'm going to bring in now. 1 is your front view. 3 is your side view. 7 is your top view, and 5 will toggle between perspective and orthographic. And perspective and orthographic, I will go deep into that in next class. I will make sure I do that. Now, look at what I was trying to tell you. If I come here now, look, I'm zooming in, I'm rotating. Imagine I was sticking my eye down to the side of the table. Can you see it's like 1? If I click outside, you might not even know it's there. If I press 1, can you see there's nothing here. But if I come out, you can see it's there. If I press 1, which is front view, nothing. But if I come out like this, you see it's there. So this one, there's no actual thickness in this object. I'm telling you, there's no thickness. Like, look at the edge. There's no thickness. Let me just say, I'll give everybody 2 minutes so you can actually, that's when the call ends. So now by 19:02, the call is going to start again so that we all agree. So you can be coming in before that time, please. Try and get in before that time because I know this one will soon end. So that's it about planes. Planes don't have thickness. You know, in the real life, most objects have thicknesses, but planes don't. So please let us make sure that we are joining the meeting again. If it doesn't work out, just send another link immediately in the group so that we can actually be up and running. It's not a time, it's not a time, it's not a time. So once it's 7:02, please um let's try to make sure that we're already like settled in for the second half. We're gonna play half time. So if you want to refresh, you can refresh, take water, you need water. See, how did I get the plane? How did I get the plane? I got it from adding objects up there, adding meshes. So remember I was introducing primitives, right? So all those objects you saw, planes among them, this cube, there's plane, there's cuboid, and sorry, there's cylinder, there's sphere, there's cone, there's torus and all. Okay, for the shortcut, okay, 5 is for toggling between your orthographic and um perspective view. Yeah, so I just want this one to finish by itself so I can be answering your questions. Let me see this next question. Can you help talk about the shortcut again? So 1 is for front view. Okay, I'm very sorry actually, but like the call didn't start exactly by 6. So when I meant 7:02, maybe 7:04, so maybe 7:05 will start officially. So please, that's my own error. Please don't be annoyed. That's actually my own error. I didn't start 6 on the dot, so you can't enter 7:02. You only be able to, you either rejoin or I'll send the link for 7:05. I'll send the link 7:03 or 7:04, depending on when this one goes off. Then 7:05 automatically are going to continue. So 1 is for your front view, 3 is for your side view from the right, the side view from the left. Oh. and then there is top view, which is 7. So Divine, I hope you know how we got the plane now at least. And it's a plane, like the plane you're spelling is not plane, like plane, like a plain ground, plain field, no. Like a plane, like plane, right? Yeah, that's it. It's actually plane, it's not plain. So when I'm let's just can see it's actually a plane. So yep. It's feeling like this thing doesn't want to end. I'm going to end this one, so I'll just create another link because I know it's going to stop me somewhere and I don't want it to stop me. So guys, okay, stopping now. So once it's just give me 20 seconds. After 20 seconds, if what I want doesn't work, then I'm going to send a new link and I'll pin that new link so that everybody can see it. Okay, let's just wait. Let's just wait for everybody to join back in to be your host. Happy to be here, guys. And thank you all for staying till this time. So I was talking about the plane. So now, in case for people that left, if you can hear me, please thumbs up before I continue. If you can't hear me well, you can't see my screen, raise your hand. If you can't hear me well or you can't see my screen, please raise your hand. One hand. After all, it's only one hand you can raise in this place. Are you seeing it now? Are you seeing it now? A plane. Juliet. Maybe you should go and come again. How far? Just try and go and come back. Then let's see if that's going to work because most people can see. But I need to make sure. Is it only Juliet that can't see my screen? So yes. Happy to be here, guys, once again. So according to the manual that me I even prepared, so they're telling you that it's a single chord face which is composed of 4 vertices, 4 edges, and 1 face. That thing can be confusing if you put it in your definition. Now they're telling you it's like you see, this is like a piece of paper lying on a table, but it is not it's not a three-dimensional object because it is flat and has no thickness. You see, most objects in life have thickness. I'm telling you, if you zoom in, you see that paper you're seeing, you see that razor blade that seems so tiny, they have thickness. But because this is a computer program, it's just like how you try to tell AI to write a letter for you. You can see AI is very rigid. It doesn't, there's some kind of emotional intelligence that humans can have, but AI will go straight. It's the same way this plane is. This plane is signifying a chord, like something that has 4 vertices. Let me present so I can see. 4 vertices, and it does not have any thickness. That's what I was trying to explain that time when I pressed 1, which took me to the front view. And now come to object mode here, click edit mode. Now, if I pan and come up, can you see that you have 4 vertices? What's the definition of a face? Combination of 3 or more vertices. So now, literally, if you go to edit mode and click your vertex mode, which your point mode, click the first one, which is here. Let me show you where I clicked. You can see it's highlighted. If I hold shift and click here, hold shift and click here, third one, hold shift and click here, fourth one. Can you see it's highlighted? If I move it, it's everything that will move. Literally, a plane that has not been subdivided, has not been edited at all, is a combination of 4 vertices or 4 edges. Now let's go to edge. Can you see one? Click one edge, click 2 edge, click 3 edge, click 4 edge. Same thing if I move the whole 4. But if I click one edge, you can see I can only move an edge, 1 edge. If I click 2 edges, I can move 2 edges. You can see these other 2 edges here. Wait, let me take it up and show you. See this one and this one did not follow suit because I didn't click them. You start understanding modeling like this. If I undo and if I undo, let me undo again. You can see that this is how it's going to be. It has gone back to the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that. So now, if you now go to face mode, which is the third one, click it. Can you see it's just the face? Move, it's just the face. So now, literally, what we're trying to say is that a plane is a face. But if you go back to object mode, it is a plane. It is its own object. A lot you will learn that is actually very interesting about this object, and trust me, like very good to go. By the time we're done with you, when you before you sleep, when you look at the corner of your bed, you will feel you can move it. You will be looking for the vertices. You'll be looking for the edges. Yes, that means you have gotten to that point. You see, when you get to that point, boy, I'm not lying. Sometimes someone will say, "Ah, boy, it's geeks that used to learn this kind of thing." Oh, my lifestyle. So just try and do what works best for you. Slow down your learning, try to see how you can manage your learning schedule with whatever like stuff you are doing. If you are working, if you're in school, if you're at home, when you get overwhelmed, pause, try to um pause and go back, track back. That's another thing about learning. You can track back with the other things that you've learned. You don't need to go forward. Then when you're done with that knowledge, then you can go up again. So that's how actually me I used to um that was the method I used. Anything that is scary, I'll go back a little, understand the one that comes before it, then go back again to it. Then our cube contains 8 vertices, 12 edges, and 6 faces, and it is a three-dimensional object. So you see that plane was actually two-dimensional. You agree it was two-dimensional, abi? Because it didn't have any thickness. That's what I was going to say there. So I'm going to be asking questions, and when you raise your hand, I will ask you to unmute your mic so we can actually make sure everybody is going along. But a plane is a two-dimensional object. Let's go to Blender, and I want to illustrate a few things. So you see, we are done with a plane. But what I was trying to explain to you is because it is a two-dimensional object, front, if you go to front view, you can't you are just seeing a line. There's no thickness, so it's just showing you line, it's highlighting the line. Don't think if you zoom in, you will never see. Look, I've zoomed in, you will never see any thickness. You know, I've gone to like 0.00, I'm going back out. Can you see? That's why it's two-dimensional. It doesn't have anything on, okay, this is the x-axis, right? It doesn't have anything it doesn't have anything on the z axis, because red signifies x, green signifies y, and our z is supposed to be going perpendicularly like this, like vertically. You understand what I'm trying to say? I'm going to press x, delete. I'm highlighting this, x, delete, come to add, go to mesh, scroll down and go to the next, which is cube. Now come here, come to edit mode. You can see that we're in face mode, in face mode, so that you don't get confused. So we're in face mode. You can see where they say a standard cube. This is a standard cube, the cube you meet when you open Blender. It contains 8 vertices. If you count them, let's come to vertex points. 1, hold shift, 2, let's be going up and down, 3, 4, let's go. You can see that whole place has highlighted. This whole place has highlighted. 5, 6, 7, 8. Can you see? It could be confusing. I know how it will be confusing because you are imagining that what of the ones up here we didn't do. Like, okay, let me explain to you what I actually did. Let's change the way we counted it, because understanding cube will make you understand UV mapping front, like going in, because this is an actual 3D object. If I go to front mode, you can see I can see front. That's pressing number one. If I go to 3, you can see I can see like there's a thickness. If I go to 7, this is top view now. You can see there's a thickness all around. There's no place that's like a plane. This is the ideal 3D object that we have been talking about. This is the ideal 3D object. Let's count again, but let's not do up and down. Let's go over like this. 1. You know, if you count this one, you have counted everything here, 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 here. Look at. You see, let me tell you guys, the good thing about using Blender to model, apart that what other softwares don't have, that actually took me a while, and I was so happy that Blender had this in called like Blender had this to help us. You know, if you click on a vertex, right, you can see that it has. I want to make sure you're seeing it. So let me zoom in. You guys can see. Can you see how the color of the line closest to the vert, it grays out gradually to the next vertex point that we didn't touch. This helps you know the vertex that is selected. That's so beautiful, man. That's cool. If you know how good this will save your life, trust me. See, going in the future, you're going to be working with objects that have 1K vertical, 1K vertices. Yes, 1K, 1000. You operate with vertices. Like now, see, this one is just 8. It's just 8 vertices. You operate with objects that have 300, 500, 16,000. So that's just the truth. So now, instead of going up and down, let's do this one. This first one, hold shift, click here. Second one, hold shift, click here. Third one, hold shift, click here. The whole of this 4 has been highlighted. Remember that time when we were highlighting a plane? It was almost the same thing, just that planes don't have these rest places. Planes don't have these places. If you understand what I'm trying to say. So we're holding shift, we'll come to this next one. Bam. You can see this whole place has been highlighted. This is an edge now because this one has been selected before. You hold shift and select it. We've selected 4 up. This is the 5th one. You can see it has joined there. If you click here, 6, the whole of this place has been selected. Click here, 7, this whole of this place selected because we've previously selected here, here, and here. Now, see this place is the only one that have not been selected. Let me show you from this view. Here has been selected, here has been selected, here, 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 here. Here has selected, but here has not been selected. The moment you select here, the 4 vertices on this face has been selected, the 4 here has been selected. Thumbs up if you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not seeing screen, Chisom. You're not seeing my screen. Please endeavor that you're seeing my screen. You're not supposed to miss out on this part at all. Very important. If you can't see the screen, go out, then come in again. I'll wait like few seconds. So basically what I've been trying to say since for the last 1 hour or so, a combination a combination of 3 or more vertices will form a face. This is a standard cube. A cube will comprise of how many faces? Let's go to face. Let's go to edge. After we have done 8 vertices for cube. Let's come to edge. Now you see with edge, it's assuming in your mind, just put it that you're counting 2 vertices at the same time. 1, can you see? The whole of this place is highlighted, white. Now, I don't want to be overturning this camera, so you'll not be confused. 2, let's keep it in one place so that you understand. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you can see 12 edges. If we're not going to go for faces, we now go to Face mode, make sure you go to face mode. Click outside or Alt A is going to deselect whatever you selected. Let's go, let's start from the top. Let's go this way. So 1, hold Shift, 2, you can see both of them are highlighted. Let me punch, you can see the difference in their colors to show that they were highlighted. Let's go down. 3, we're trying to go around. 4, round of this place I selected. 5 and 6. 8 vertices, 12 edges, and 6 faces. That's a standard cube for you. I'm going to ask a question and I would like answers in the message. Okay, so what do you think are the objects that can be easily modeled with this cube? What objects come to mind? Few. Let me go to object mode. Look at it. Look at it. It's a cube. Legos. That guy. A book or a room. Okay, okay. A dice. G-Wagon. No, now. But G-Wagon has boxy shape, right? A chair. If you arrange the cube well, it will give you a chair. A room. See, you see the room owner, let me tell you. Basically, your room is not 4 corner, but it's just that a cube has 6 equal sides, right? 6 equal faces. But in your room, one side is longer than one, obviously, because the length of the space on your floor is not the same height of your room. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Most rooms are like 2.5, 2.7 to 3 meters, but your room, the length and breadth of your room cannot be 3 meters. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Tesla. Okay, oh, it's fine, it's fine. I like this Tesla answer. If it's like that, we model Tesla now and we can 3D print it and then we'll bring it out and oh boy, don't get Tesla. Oh. You guys are correct. Most of the answers you got. I love the Lego. Francis, actually, that was actually a nice response. You know why I actually like that answer of the Lego? Let me tell you why. If you see Lego characters, most of their body parts are cubic. Box, 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 box. Meaning if you arrange your box well, you can actually get a character. You see, idea is not the komodo. Guys, are you seeing that after this class, you can actually model your first character, even if it's not going to be maybe like the one you saw on my Twitter that I posted today about that game and that those coppers, you know. But basically you have already started. You started now. I love the answer for the book. All you have to do is a little bit modifications to it. My network is breaking. Is my network breaking? Please, my network is breaking. Put your hands up. Okay, so if you are fine now, I can continue. I've given a little while. The teachings that is breaking in my own head. Eh? The teaching is breaking your head? No, the network. No, now don't do that, man. Sticks, come on, you can. It will not break your head. Don't worry. You are doing well. You guys should put your hands together for yourselves for getting. I like these small celebrations. I know why I'm saying this. Even me, I'm not the kind of person that if I go to an event, you tell me to clap for myself. But guy, this one, clap for yourself. It's good. It's good. We're getting to this point. We've been able to explain cube. You see, cube is very complicated. I'll not lie to you. The cube is very complicated. Now, before I get back to this one, let me just tell you something. Cubes can. Okay, let me go like this. With cube, you can model anything. With a cube, you can actually model anything. That should take some time to sink in. it might be confusing now, but you will see what I mean. Later on, it's cube they used to start to model all those monsters, even the characters that I had that I did the animation today. I've had the animation for a long time, but I've not had time to really finish it up. I finished it up today. It started from a cube. It started from a cube. So we're going to go to the next one, which is a circle. I like someone to just like maybe define circle from your own point of view, not like what you have on the screen doing. Because what I have on the screen is not defining circle. You can never be defining circle. Can never be. So can anybody just like, if you know, like if you can try, like just tell me what a circle is. A sharp with no edges. That was very tricky. That was very tricky. You threw me here and there, you know. Can I try to? I guess okay, a shape with no when you say a sharp, I was shocked. A shape with no edges. Well, that's not really a circle, but you tried. You tried. You tried. Give you 7. No, 6, 6, 6, 6. A round shape. No, 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 no. A round shape. Come on now. That's a corny way of answering question. Oh. A round shape. So their shapes are like splines. Have you heard of spline shapes? It's not a circle now. So what would you say? A circle has an angle of 360 degree. Mr. Gabriel, you do maths well oh. You have showed us object without vertices. Kriti, you tried but no. In fact the circle is one that has most vertices. Surprisingly, yes. So with a circle you have more vertices than even a cube. Yes, yes, yes. So okay, so let me just try. Let me just try because me, I never really thought of defining it. Yes, now a circle has an angle now because that's what I want to go explain now. But to me, I feel a circle is a line drawn 360 round a point. So a line that covers 360 round a point, like if the axis of that line, like how do you call that? Is it pivot angle? Like the axis is 0. You know those things we used to do in technical school that you use try this square. That year like this, you think you can draw anything and all. So now to me, I feel a circle. That's what me I'll tell you. So it's not like as if me I even have a very very good explanation, but we all know what like a circle is. Oh, a circle in animation seems to be no. That's a cycle, not a circle. Don't confuse them. So now let's go because we need to create time for questions and answers. For the number of vertices, a circle, number of vertices that define circle or polygon. Let us share Blender so we can see what we're talking about because me, I didn't put definition here. So sometimes this material, right, it will be very confusing because I'm only using this as a reference. The most important thing is actually learning. That's why there are no much Blender manuals. There are only Blender videos. If you check YouTube, there are only more tutorials than actual manuals because manuals will throw you off balance. Imagine you're opening your screen and the only thing you're seeing is circle. On that circle, you're seeing vertices, the amount of vertices too. Wetin be that? That's English. That's law of English. Do you understand? But what I meant by that putting that vertices under and the number of vertices that define the circle is this. Now, I can go to Blender. I'm going to press, hope you can see my screen. Let me first make sure that I'm seeing, okay, cool. Cool. Let's press X and delete. Let's come here, mesh, circle. See, can you see? So therefore, gentlemen, a circle is a two-dimensional object. It's not three-dimensional. Why? If you go to font view, same thing you're seeing. If you go to, imagine you had a flat disk. This is what a circle will give you. Now, why am I telling you that circle is one that has so much points? Let's go to edit mode. Edit mode. Can you see? We're in edit mode now. You can see I'm in face mode. That's why it's not showing anything. If you go to edge mode, you to be able to select at least some edges. Can you see I'm selecting some edges? Meaning, imagine I'm selecting this amount of edge, meaning that the amount of vertices here will be blend. Let's go to vertices. Can you see? Can you see? 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Let's go to top view. 7. So we can see what we're selecting. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Can you see how many vertices you need for this circle to be able to go around? And this is the least amount of vertices you can have to converge around a point to give you a complete circle. Right? But yeah, let's come out object mode. Let's press X, delete. Let's bring in the circle again, add mesh, and come to circle. If you come down here, you see an operation here that you can expand. Now let me tell you something, guys. The circle actually has 32 vertices. You can add the number of vertices. Can you see? If I zoom in now, let's zoom in so you can see. If I add, you see this dialog thing that is down here. If you go to edit mode, you will lose this operation. This is where different objects have their differences in their how they show objects. Do you understand? If you go to cinema 4D, see, if you go to edit mode, it means you are making the object editable already. Remember I told you you can create any object from a cube. The moment you go to edit mode, you lose every operation you can use to edit that cube. So now let's see. Let's go back to 32, 32. And don't click outside. If you click outside, it will go. And that's gone. You can see I can't get it back. Even if you undo, it will just take me back to before I brought the circle. It won't bring me to the operation here. So I'm just telling you, so you will not suffer. I suffered this a lot. So now let's go to add mesh circle. Come here, 32 Abi. You can see it's 32. Let's drop it down so you see how. Let's drop it down. As I'm dropping it down, you will see how vertices come together to make at least a circle. It will make more sense. 25, 24, 23, 22. You see that it's getting like straight. This is 10, this is 9, this is 8, this is 7. At 7, what do you call this thing? I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heptagon. 6. Hexagon. 5. What's the 5 again? Hey, anyhow, I've forgotten. 4, you're back to your cube, but it's like a diamond. 3, 2, you can't even go 2. You can't even go 2. It's madness. Let's go back to 32. So this is circle, guys. This is circle. I didn't remove any vertices. I'm in object mode. So to check out those operations, if you enter edit mode, you will lose out that operation. That's why you can't see the vertices as I am removing them, but you can see the shape is modifying because the vertices help modify the shape. Okay, pentagon, pentagon. Yeah, so yeah. So we moving on. So the next we have sorry, wrong window. The next we have is the UV sphere. Can be confusing, but you guys are going to get the check. So a standard UV sphere is made up of quad faces and a triangle fan at the top and bottom. It can be used for texturing. You see that sometimes I'm not even using the main Blender manual, but even for me, if I'm going to bring this to layman terms, it's kind of confusing. I'm not like, why are you bringing texture? I know you use UV a lot for texturing, right? You use UV a lot for texturing, but bringing in texturing now, you see, that's the thing about manual. They can't explain the thing to you without bringing in something you've not learned. That's why That's why that's why it can be that's why it can actually be confusing for the classes, because they are bringing in something that you've not learnt, they're bringing in something that you have not learnt. So that's just it, sha. For segments, the number of vertical segments. Now this segment, if you look at it, look like when they were teaching geography that year. They say longitude and latitude. Latitude are the horizontal lines running around that are parallel to the equator. Yeah, I remember that thing. Oh, I remember the difference. I can remember the definition. I try. Oh, I try. Yeah, I know, guys. You guys should not be angry, but I need to give myself this accolade. A geography teacher, secondary school back then, nearly killed me for something that was easy. So now for the segment I'm trying to explain, they have vertical segments and they have the horizontal ones. So the vertical ones are the one running like from North Pole to South Pole. Those ones now are the longitude. Yes. I try now. I try. Those ones are the longitude, then the other ones are the latitude. So the latitudes now, the number of horizontal, you see, those ones are like the rings, the earth parallels. Now let's go, guys. Anytime we do here, we go there so you can see. Me, I'm not someone that will be showing you without demo. Demo is important. I don't know why I put demo at the end of my slide. I was thinking it would be easy to explain to you, then go to demo. But it has been very difficult to trust me. It's better you are seeing it. So I can create this and in shift in a, what are we going to do? V square. Can you see those lines we're talking of? Remember, I see our operation here. Oh. Please let me accept these people so that this thing can be distracting. Okay, cool. Good to go. So you can see let's call them longitude and latitude. Rings are for your latitude, the ones going like around it. You can see you don't have the amount of lines around as the lines going from up to down. Now, the way they explained it to you, they say a triangle. Remember, they say a triangle fan at the top. Look at the triangle. I really don't like using UV squares. Do you know how long it took me to understand that I can actually get other forms of spheres without actually using, like, I knew there were other spheres, but there are some points when you have gotten used to, just like learning how to, when you have been driving manual car, when automatic come, you get some kind of things where you go still dey do think say, meanwhile it's automatic you are driving if you have driven manual for a very long time. So basically, these lines, now once I go to edit mode, guys, I've lost this. So now let us go to edit mode. I'm going to come here, edit mode. No work. Edit mode, it has gone. I'm going to go to edge. It's edge select because it's edge that is the best way to explain lines. See, can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Line running down. These ones that are running vertically are your segments. You can see it's telling you, sure it's telling you it's a triangle. Why is it a triangle? Because most of these lines, you can see it's 4 edges. Let me see, 2, 3, 4. Can you see it's 4? Let me undo this one. But if you come to this place, it's just a point. So if I come here, you can see I can't click the main center. Who knows why I cannot click the main center? I can't click the main center because I'm in edge mode. There is no edge again. Like there's no extra edge. It's just like now, see here, I can click here, I can click here, I can click here. But after here, there's no edge again. You can see there's no edge again inside. Why? Because it's just a point that is there. It's because you're in vertex mode. That is why you can't. If I switch to vertex, can you see that if I click here, I can highlight it? That's why they call it a triangle. Why they call it a triangle? If you select here, since that is a point, Here, and here makes it a triangle. Am I right? Please tell me I'm right because a triangle is three. It's three edges. A triangle has three sides too, according to maths. So we're good. That's what UV sphere will give you. I'm going to go to object mode, press delete, come in again. Sorry, come in. I'm going back to go and enter. You can see if I come here and try to press anything, edit mode is not showing because there's no object again. So even me, I just forgot that I actually deleted the last object. We'll go to UV sphere again. Now, before we go to edit mode, you can see the segments are the ones running down. The rings are the ones running latitude. Let me reduce the ring so you can see. Can you see? Can you see? 10, 16 is the default. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 45, 30, 32. You can drop 32 to 31, 30. Those are the vertical ones. You can see it's looking like this. There's one fruit that looks like this. I don't know that name. There's one fruit that looks very weird like this. Can you see? There's one fruit though, but I'm trying to remember the fruit. So I'm deleting it and which is your icosphere. I'm not going to do much in this icosphere. Why? Because your icosphere is a polyhedral sphere made up of triangles. So now, these icospheres are normally used to achieve a more isotropical layout of vertices than a UV sphere. So they are uniform in all directions, unlike your UV sphere where they are uniform, but when it gets to the center, you don't get actual chords again, you get triangles. I'm not lying to you, something you need to learn later on. Triangles are not good for modeling. I'm not lying to you. Like when you want to model and animate, most times you try to keep a chord face. That's a story for another day. So basically that's what icosphere will give you. Then the next is cylinder. I'm going to show both of them at the same time because of time. An object can be created out of vertices. Objects that can be created out of vertices include that's the handles or rods. Cylinder is very simple. Let's just go. Let's go. Let's share window. Add mesh icosphere. Can you see the icosphere? Icosphere has triangles running everywhere. And icosphere, each triangle in this thing is the same. So unlike segments and rings, icosphere has subdivisions. Can you see? Subdivisions. It has increased. Subdivision now is like multiplying the amount of vertices times 10 or times 20. That's what it does. If I press delete, come here, add mesh cylinder. You can see what cylinder does. Cylinder now, what are the objects I can run for cylinder? Door handle, your bucket, a lot, some kind of cover of Mirinda. So you can see this one's actually straightforward. They're actually straightforward. Marshmallow. Yeah, talk so guys, we need to start. I think I've done demo now. We need to go straight to questions. Yes, cup too. You actually model with cups. This is where you unmute your mic and hear your mind, waiting on the verse you sing. You cannot take it anymore. What's the meaning of this? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we joining? What are we creating? What is ring? What was happening? But basically, I think our question should not be much because I'm actually going to send the video of what I did. So you're not supposed to have problem. So Phonecast 6, you can actually unmute your mic and speak. I Rhyme.
GM, sir, GM.
GM boss.
So the problem I'm having here is, all this while that you've been on the screen, I've been trying my best to be following you as you are opening and adding each of all those ones. But I don't know how you are able to move, like to move the object to get it from different angles. Anytime I'm moving, trying to move it, it's just like trying to draw a marquee kind of, like, anytime I'm trying to move, is there a button that you are pressing to be able to like rotate the object around? So I'll not be able to like check the object in from different perspectives.
Okay,
Do you understand what
okay,
I'm
okay,
asking?
cool, cool. I'll quickly share my Blender screen. And then if you know your question, I think it would be nice to if you can put your questions down. So because of time, because we are way past ahead of time, I need to find a way to make sure I carry everybody along, and I need to look at time too. Because today is Monday. So I want to share Blender and show you something very quickly. And I think I did that the first time. So now scrolling in and out with your mouse wheel, I know I'm starting again, you are going to zoom in and out if you are scrolling up and down. To rotate around like this, now I want everybody to pay attention to what I want to say. Because me now, I was just showing people the hard way. Sorry, the easy way. There is the hard way. It's not the hard way, but there's the textbook way for doing these things. To rotate, just hold your middle mouse button. You don't need to hold anything. Just hold your middle mouse, press it down. That middle mouse button that is in your mouse, hold it down and move around. You can rotate.
Ah, you don't do,
Uh-huh.
you
You
don't
don't do.
do.
If you hold shift
Thanks, boss.
and hold middle mouse button, now you can pan and move. Like imagine we had other objects lined up here. We just move. Now, concerning your question, guys, look at this gizmo here. You see this gizmo here? When I say one is front view, if one is too hard for you, if you are here, if you press Y or minus Y is front view. One or control one is front view, control one is back view, like the opposite of front view. Three is right hand view of side view. Control three is the opposite. Like imagine you're looking at someone from side view left, now side view right. It's the same thing these gizmos have. Yeah, this one's up here. So Y is looking at it from this Y side, which you can see when I press front view, Y has disappeared, meaning you're looking at it through the Y axis. That is why this Y here is highlighted. I can do Y. If you press Y two times, you go front view or the back front view. Z is your top view. X is the left side view. The other X is the other side view. So if you can't memorize, you can actually use these gizmos. You can use these gizmos and they will actually help. So this is your zooming in. If you just click on it, do like this. You see, Cinema 4D, all of them have this, even Maya. Even if you want to go into Spline, Spline has all these things too. This is for your pan too.
Listen as your
In case
answer.
you are suffering, please mute your mic until like I call on you. And then this is your camera. Remember we spoke about camera the last time, but I didn't really delve into camera because of time. But this is our camera. I'm clicking my camera. Please, you cannot enter edit mode for camera. I know some people want to go and start. You want to go and start touching here and here. Please, no much touchy. Please, thank you. This is your light and all. So with this camera, if you press here, you enter your camera view. Press here, you come out of your camera. Sorry, press here, you come out of camera view. And this shows you your perspective and your orthographic. The next question, I hope I answered your question well. Next, answer your question well, please. Don't forget that we're going to take screenshots and put them on X so that everybody can see what we're doing. I can actually just put my presentation to the first one so that everybody will know that we're really learning. Just take a screenshot and as usual, tag Super Team, tag me, and tag our very able lead designer, which is Ade Damola. So it is because of them that we have this platform to be able to showcase our talent. So who is the next person to Funkastic? Have I not answered your question?
Sorry, I forgot to off my.
Okay.
I forgot to
Francis,
off
you're
my
up.
hand. Sorry.
My screen is not showing. Francis, you're up, you're up, you're up, you're up, you're up, you're up. Take screenshots, guys. Take screenshots. If you attended the last one and this
So,
one, trust me, you really do well. Like, do well.
Good
Good
evening.
evening, Francis.
Good evening, Dan.
Yeah, boss.
Yeah, I wanted to ask quickly, how did you select the vertices? Because you were picking vertices at some point. I think it was circles or the plane. You're selecting vertices. I was trying to select it with my blender, but I could not
Because
do
you're
it.
in object
I don't
mode.
know the option you clicked for you to. Mine was just showing me
No, it's
mouse,
because you're in
so I
object
could not
mode.
do
Don't
that.
worry. That one does not even. If you go back to that top left corner where you see object mode and you press it, you see those drop down menu. Just go to edit mode. Imagine you're trying to. Okay, imagine your laptop now that is in front of you. You are trying to touch the vertices.
Did you get me?
Oh shit. Sorry. It's because you're in object mode. Sorry, I didn't even know that I was talking already. I muted my mic. You're in object mode. That's the reason why. So if you go to your top left corner where you see that drop down, if you see that object mode, if you click down, those drop down there, you see that edit mode that is the next. Press your edit mode, you'll be able to choose your vertices, your edges, or your faces. Now, mind you, your edges, vertices, and faces is only in edit mode. After all, you're trying to edit the object. It only makes sense if you can only edit it in edit mode. Imagine your laptop, you're trying to touch the vertices of your laptop. It's not possible. But for people that made this laptop, they were able to actually touch the vertices. If we're trying to realize, like, bring it to real life. Why? Because they actually made it, folded it, put the iron here, put the shape. So they edited it. You cannot edit it now. So you are buying your object in object mode. If you scatter your laptop now and try to bring it back up, then maybe you are editing it. So now you scattering it, you don't carry and go edit mode. If that makes sense. So Hasanat, you're next. I hope I answered your question. Hope I answered your question.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for the class. So I just want to ask that when you selected the circle, it was not filled. Why was that?
Very brilliant question. Hasanat, you have gone far. Oh, what's happening? Okay. You see, here's the thing, right? What should I do now? What should I do? I'm thinking of what I didn't want to fill it up and confuse you, but by default, since plane came in filled with four vertices, I get what you're trying to say. The flat circle is supposed to have your face filled, but the face is not filled. I don't know why. It's Blender. It's the people that did Blender. Those people. It's them you ask, but it can be filled. Remember, it's edit mode. Let me just quickly present. So now my point is, if I am in Blender now and I come here, add mesh circle, and I come here, let me just, I know you guys don't know how to move. Let's delete this one. You can move your object. Press G, move, click here. You don't move your object. Oh. So now you can see this one now. If I come to edit mode, you can see I'm in edge mode. If I come to vertices, you can see it means it can be edited. Now let me show you something. If I can do this, I'm already editing. It means I can select all and press F. F means field. Can you see? If I come back to object mode, it is filled. But this is Blender deciding to make circle without, does not mean you cannot fill it. You can fill it. Just enter edit mode, select all your vertices, and press F. It will fill everything. But that doesn't work in all cases. We've not gotten to that place. That's the reason why I didn't bring it in my question. Our assignments, guys. Nobody was going to ask me, how about our assignment? Or nobody wants to do that thing that, back in the day, you say, it's you that like assignment the most, Abi. That year. I nearly killed some people. Let me not lie, guys. Lecturer has turned his back. It means he's heading for the door. And somebody just says, oh boy, university will teach you life because, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Cool. So this was going to happen. I want everybody to wait. I hope I'm sharing. Am I sharing? Okay. Please, if you take your screenshot anytime I come back here, we don't have time. This call will soon go. So now, here's the thing. I want you people to represent this, and you take a screenshot and you Don't send them today, send them tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday. We have a call on Wednesday. We have call on Wednesday, guys. Please gear up, guys. Wear your shokoto, wear your gyms. That's what Wiki used to say that year. You know, wear your gyms. You are going to replicate this, a delete one. I'm not saying you should do it exactly like I do it, but you will show me. You should have a cube here. You have a UV sphere. You can see my own is showing. Let me take it back to the original one, 32. It should be here. I'm in front mode. One, I'm in front mode. G. The two spheres should be on the side and this side. Then on top, we're going to have a cone. We didn't talk about cone, but I don't think there's need to talk about cone. If you talk about cylinder, there's no need to talk about cone. The difference between cylinder and cone is it has a point here. All you have to do, just know that you'll be editing things all your life. So now look, are you guys seeing this object? Now you will now see how it is. So the only thing that you are doing here is moving object. Take screenshot now. Now assignment be this. So yes, take screenshots. Take screenshots. This is going to be your assignment. You're going to reproduce this, then add mesh torus. No, let me not bring this torus to cause problem because I've not taught you how to navigate around the 3D viewport. Even if you show, you snap it from here, you snap it from here, you snap it from front view, any view, but make sure you represent this and just take a screenshot and post it on like from tomorrow. I know I don't do today, so that today, like anybody that has views on whatever is happening will just air his view. So even me too, I'm taking a screenshot of it now. So please guys, we're going to reproduce this before next class and just try and when you selected the circle, it wasn't filled. Why? Yes, I was not in edit mode. You see that edit mode and object mode, it will suffer you small. Your mind go day. Yeah. At the end of tunnel, there's always light. You exploring all the tunnels will make you understand your way around the place. If it's like a maze runner, they've been around that year. So yeah. So thank you all. Please make sure you tag Adedamola, tag SuperteamNG for giving us this very, very nice platform to be able to share ideas, rub minds, friends, and to enjoy another class, another very interesting class. Please, our assignment. Let me take it back for people that have not done screenshots. Let me take it back to our presentation. Take your screenshots. This is another week. But this is not match day one, but this is still week one. So you can put your Twitter as in your tweet as week one. We just revised what we did the last time and then we added more. We've not entered modeling tools, guys. So gear up, please. I want you after this to just try and be conversant. If your mind is strong enough, because I know some of you are very good, you can blow further. You can blow further. It's not a problem. There are people that are actually good at this call. Trust me. Do you get? But as it will be. If not, whatever you've learned now, try to go over them again. Try to go over them again, little by little, little by little, little by little, little by little. The recording, I'm going to upload the recording maybe this night. I don't know, maybe somebody will help me on how, because this recording, you know me, since I'm doing animation and some form of video, my own recording is recording everything. I need to find a way to record just the, so maybe after the class, someone can DM me privately and just give me a like a suggestion on how it's going to be. So our class is going to end now very, very soon. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Asanat Francis, our Lord, Oluwafenwami, Hasta, Hasanat, Crypto D, Imon Crypto. I'm knowing all of you. You see, I don't know now. Meaning anywhere you mess up, you hear knock on the door, come, I did here. Even if you're in Togo, I will find you. And when I find you, I will end you. That guy na idiot. If you know that guy, you go know it's how they talk. So yeah. So yeah, thank you, Francis. Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you, Funka Sticks. Thank you, Lord Despa. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you, Kriti. Thank you. God bless you. And Please do my assignment. There's no first to submit, shall, but there's no last to submit too. So yeah, nice having you all on the call. Peace.